Channel of the Future Tarot. I feel like you're rekindling the passion behind your love story this week. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of Cancer. Take what resonates with you. Toss the universe what does not. It's not meant for you, and that's okay. Whew, powerful energies coming in. You're sort of kind of exploring some sort of hidden fantasies, gripping onto this passionate energy between you. I really feel like this is going to be for a couple that was sort of separated for a period, or it was going through some sort of separation energy. Yeah, so we're going to start with the singing bowl here. As you can see, I smudged and cleared your energy. We'll take this, as I do the singing bowl, take that deep breath in. You know, and Cancer, you have enough energy to sort of power a small country. And I feel like you can really set the emotional scales on it up, the level of high or low, depending on. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, take what resonates, toss the universe what doesn't. As I was kind of meditating on your energy here and drawing some oracle cards, we'll jump into those before we get into the tarot. What a powerful energy coming in, you know, and immediately I had this immediate sense of a couple that had been through a lot. We have tolerance coming out for you and your partner. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. This is that honor, you know, that not only tolerance, but sort of appreciating the views of your person. And sometimes it can be hard to take if they're not out, they're a little bit critical. And so understanding that they mean them from the best of, you know, intention is very important. Compassion, you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. Yes, Cancer, you're a water emotional energy. And so you have compassion and you know, a heart of that is so big and huge. And you truly go into everything with the best of intent and wearing your heart on your sleeve. So stop overthinking, stop sort of hesitating, stop doubting yourself this week coming into your relationships. We also have rekindle. Like I said, every relationship has magical moments that can be rekindled. Yes, that is true. Those, you know, often it happens in a honeymoon phase or whatever they call it. And then sometimes when that energy dissipates, everybody feels like there's some major issue going on in the relationship. Really, it's not. They just have to work at what's important, and both people have to be mature enough to realize that they're not chasing, you know, fleeing lusty emotions all the time, right? Love is in the nitty and the gritty. Commitment is an important factor to achieve a successful relationship. Yes, obviously, and I feel like maybe that was tested in the past, or one of you has, maybe this is what's kind of causing some issue. One of you wants that beautiful commitment. One of you is a little bit hesitant or sort of jaded. This is kind of coming to that sort of honest reality there, that commitment is an important factor for, you know, a relationship to be successful in growth. We have true love. That true love comes when you least expect it. Yeah, it does. And you could probably think you're not ready for it. And even if you're not, and you're just, it will come. It'll hit you when you least expect it. And emotions coming, looking deep within your own emotions at this time, Cancer. What's really important to you, as again, you're a water sign, emotions flow very freely within you. And sometimes you can, you know, kind of bottle yourself up if you're feeling a little hurt or jaded. Chemistry coming out, you probably have a very strong magnetic attraction to this person. And, you know, you could feel it sort of, you know, the loins sort of just calling for each other at this time. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy. Whether you are in a relationship for 5 months, 5 years, 5 days, it's important that you flirt it. Show your partner flirtatious energy. There's, you know, that's what builds and keeps connections alive, right? You can't just, you know, stop just because you have that person. Doesn't mean you stop trying for that person. And that's when, you know, if you do, that's when relationships go south, in my opinion. Let's take a look at what's coming in for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of Cancer for April regarding love. You know, when you're sort of, the rekindling that passion can be next level, right? When you finally are both ready to sort of just put down the armor, get in that, you know, light some candles, get rid of the kiddos if that's what happens, or, you know, take your special person out on that date night. And just come home and drop, you know, drop the layers, right? Get that song that is coming into my head, sort of, Drop, I think it's called. I can hear the words, and I'm not sure who it's by. Someone leave me a comment in the comment box, but that's what I'm hearing, you know. And sort of just dropping everything and trying to rekindle the passion that's there. We have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody's focused on wealth and you know, loyalty is very important with that energy as well. If that's you or your partner, you could be a little bit too focused on money and not, you know, enough of, you know, your home life. It's time to get back into, you know, what's important in both sides. Money's great, money's important, but we have to have, you know, both sides of that coin, you know, to be fully living our best lives, right? It's coming in for Cancer, for love, for April. There's that Tower card and the Fool there, so there could be sort of a, I want to say, if there is a Tower card coming, I feel like it's an initiated, self-initiated Tower, sort of where you come to sort of, you know, cause some chaos, you know, this break down the walls, right, of what is no longer serving. That Ten of Swords in reverse. Like I said, there's new things on the horizon, but you could be a little bit restricted or holding yourself back from that. There's a sense of, you know, not willing to come out until they're, you know, your partner's ready to meet you halfway, sense of, you know, waiting for them to come to you first energy. Tens do mark endings and new beginnings. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. It's coming in for Cancer regarding love. Sometimes if you wait for your partner, you know, you stubbornly try to outwait to try to, you know, that's really, no, love is dropping that stubborn energy, and because, you know, true love isn't stubborn and you have it, it's not going to get anybody anywhere at the end of the day, right? Compromise is important here. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, could be dealing with Taurus or traditions. This could also indicate marriage again. So again, because we did see that energy of marriage coming out, commitment, this could be an issue around commitment, traditions. You know, you got two powerful masculine energies there as well. So this could definitely be, you know, some sort of view of commitment that is causing some sort of issues here in this connection. We have that Four of Wands, a need for celebration. This could be, like I said, a wedding in some ways coming in for you. You know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. That's what I see with that Four of Wands. Definitely celebrating. You know, big party tent could have a lot of people coming in. And there's definitely, maybe you guys have been engaged for some time. And that's, you know, been through some stuff, well, since the start of the engagement. And then sort of wondering, you know, whether you guys are sort of meant to go down this road. Feel like you lost the passion before the wedding sort of energy. That Two of Cups in reverse, the union is here, but if you know, it's a sense of you have to be willing to reach out to your partner, and your partner's got to be willing to reach out and grab your hand. And then at the end of the day, you got to come together here. Pardon me. We have that Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups in reverse on the bottom of the deck. It's I want to clarify what's going on. Can I clarify that King of Pentacles here? For Cancer regarding love. King of Pentacles for Cancer regarding love. Clarifying that King of Pentacles for Cancer regarding love. Yeah, we got that Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, there's a sense of collaboration, not willing to work together here again, the restriction. Can I clarify that Ten of Swords in reverse for Cancer, please? Can I clarify that Ten of Swords for Cancer? Can I clarify the Ten of Swords for Cancer, please? Yeah, we got that Hermit card coming out, Virgo energy in reverse. Okay, so you've been maybe isolated in isolation for too long, and now you're kind of trying to come out of it, sort of a little dazed and confused. Maybe you and your partner both been in isolation, but there's clarity within this. There should have been a clarity, but you've become a little bit withdrawn from your partner at this time, and it's definitely not, you know, in any way, shape, or form going to be helpful. Can I clarify that Hierophant for Cancer, please? Clarifying the Hierophant for Cancer. We got that Knight of Cups, right? Moving on towards the future. It is, you know, sort of passionate energy, but you're looking towards the future. Can I clarify that Four of Wands for Cancer? That is a very much a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Can I clarify that? 4 of Wands, please. We've got, there it is, the 8 of Cups in reverse. You see how that 8 of Cups looks? It's upright. That is like, there's some broken bridge there, right? There's some loss. There's some, you know, the path that is sort of, there's a void space there, hurt, reluctance. So what is it that you are reluctant to do? You know, it's coming underneath that 4 of Wands a little bit. You know, I'm wondering what it is that you're resisting in the celebrate. What is it that you don't want to do here, in a sense? Somebody's not wanting to participate in, like, I feel like somebody doesn't want this as much as one person does. I don't know why that's coming up. Clarifying that 2 of Cups in reverse for Cancer, please. Maybe you, like I said, maybe this was in the past where you guys did, somebody walked away from this connection. This could have happened in the past, and that sense of the High Priestess coming out here, following your intuition is going to guide you back home to your partner. I feel like that's going to be really important. That 2 of Swords on the bottom of the deck here, essentially not seeing what is right before your eyes. I feel like for some of you, again, I feel like you're restricting yourself. I don't, you know, I wonder here, you know, this is personal growth coming in. I feel like this is welcoming, you know, a heartfelt conversation about your life right now, right? You met your soulmate, you found your wealth, you're sort of overlooking, you know, your dreams manifested and wondering where, you know, why you're sitting there all alone energy. I feel like this is an energy where he offers you one of Tarot's most important messages, you know, forthcoming abundance and prosperity, right? The most important thing to be done is to enjoy what you have accomplished, right? Enjoy every lesson, challenge, failure, and success, as cliche as that sounds, right? Get clear on where you want to be, a plan, a vision, right? There is manifesting power in the longing, and I feel like as you bring a lot of potential happiness to being, you know, you're going to see happiness happens when you do better than the last time around, right? And it's in the pursuit of what your personal growth is, you know, at the end of the day. Allow yourself, you know, that time to see that with a little bit of consequence based, some hard work, steady habits, you're going to see these things come to be. And that's in regards to love as well. You're wanting somebody to come in here, I feel like, and meet you entirely halfway, willing to put in that hard work, to collaborate with you. And this person, at least in the recent past, was, I don't feel like, really wanting to do that. There was a creative block, just a resistance here, you know, lack of momentum, disappointment of some kind with this energy. The more, you know, you look at the situation, the more negative the view became, and the more you continue to feel frustrated in this dynamic, right? You need to realize that this is part of what is ahead, right? And it's, be truthful with yourself in regards to what is holding you back, right? There could be a lack of foresight causing you to deal with some setbacks in some ways, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the endeavor, you know, whatever you're doing was not right for you, right? Take some time right now, you know, Cancer, to ensure that all the elements of the process are taken care of, and that's going to ensure that it goes smoother next time, right? But there is a lack of communication between you and this person, and it, you know, there is causing a lot of confusion and delay between you. Again, I feel like one is just on the other end, and there's no communication coming in worth anything important here. There's a resisting the inevitable here in this Ten of Swords energy. I feel like in the recent past, there was something that was causing some separation. And I feel like the Ten of Swords comes to us in times of blinding truth, right? When delusion sort of lifts. And I feel like sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates, you know, there is some sort of backstabbing personal energy here. You know, it does mark an abrupt end to some sort of current path. And whether that, you know, I feel like for some, but I feel like there's a jarring sort of resolution in the form of a broken relationship, maybe a blocked dream. Something here was discontinued, but I feel like these endings, they feel very severe, obviously, in the moment, but there is a potent seed of hope that's laid there. Our wounds teach us, you know, about our greatest strengths. They illuminate our, you know, innate ability to heal, right? This is a dark night of the soul, and it will be met with sort of a new dawn that is filled with, you know, beautiful things. Remain open to love and to the process of whatever. This could be the old way, you know, the past, the pain of this relationship, of the past ending, and sort of healing through, you know, what you guys have went through. Watching, you know, this, I like the, you know, that saying where, you know, watching the sun peek over the horizon is the highest task of a bruised heart. And that's truly what, you know, is happening for you. For some of you, this has been a tremendously hard time, you know, to go through this without the person that you thought you were going to be with. And whether you're coming back together currently or, you know, still in a separation period, I feel like there is hope in this, and, you know, this pause for you guys. I feel like the Hermit in reverse asks you why you continue to deny the calling of your own truth. For some of you, you're walking in a direction of what you think you should do rather than what you know you should do, right? Do not allow yourself to be influenced by people, places, or things and the opinions of others, right? Trust what is your innate wisdom here. It never will lead you astray, Cancer, and you know this better than anybody. So you could also be acknowledging that while pulling back from the world right now, there's solitude, stillness. It is helpful. Again, like I said, too much withdrawal is harmful. Do not keep yourself isolated, locked down, you know, in a bunker somewhere. This is a sense you are you, but you also are the family, beautiful friends around you. Get out. Fresh air is good for the soul. Don't keep yourself so locked away from everybody, because, you know, you're trying to work through the pain and the healing. And you're working this like a full-time job at healing that I feel like is not maybe the best way to go about this. You can't rush the healing process. This is a lesson of some kind here for you, a search for divine truth coming out. Again, it could indicate marriage as well, but this is the Hierophant serves as that gateway between you know, divine source and the seeker. So there's a new paradigm, a new perspective that's coming in. You're striving to understand something new here in terms of a situation, but know that while there's wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart here is the one that matters the most. So, you know, find the wisdom of the heavens within your own self right now, Cancer, because when you connect to your own source energy, that's when you're just going to see the way forward without you know, questioning it. It's just going to be there and very apparent, and you're going to just jump at that opportunity. That Knight of Cups, like I said, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, I like it because this for you is really being in touch with yourself, being bold in love and in life, and it's like you're being called to start something that really ignites your heart and soul, and it is, I feel like, this person. So you're sort of enrolling in a sense of rushing in and sort of with an intent to sweep this person off the feet. This is that nudge forward for you to fight for this energy. You have that unwavering passion and charm about you, and this is an advantage in the pursuit of pursuing your relationship, but a little bit ruled more by heart than head, but that's okay. Because again, you are, really committing to this energy here, finally, in some ways, I keep hearing, to committing to this energy. And for some, it may be too little too late, but I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like there's celebration, prosperity, a gathering coming in. Like I said, it could be marriage, but this is a time of devoted connectedness, rapid expansion. This is a well-deserved communal bliss happening here, and it's all in regards to your foundations. Why I'm confused with this Eight of Cups, maybe it was somebody that walked away from this situation after you thought it was communal bliss. Something happened after marriage in some sort of way. But you're at a crossroad faced with a significant choice here, yet feeling very confused of which path to take. There's a lot of love here, but there's also a lot of pain here as well. So I feel like while you're not ready to move on, it's clear that you're dissatisfied with this current situation, Cancer. You may need to let go of a relationship or situation, so leaving them unresolved and trusting that the future will bring out its own completion, right? I feel like that's what you had to do, right? Maybe twin flame energy. But truthfulness and transparency are needed even within your own self at this time, so you can move out of this current state, purge your life of all that unnecessary bullshit, people, places, and things, right? So that you have space to move and breathe, right? Accept that your beliefs, your values, they've changed. And maybe, like, if you don't grow together, you grow apart. Simple as that is. And there is a need for transformation here. From darkness, you know, what does it bring? It brings growth and light. So trust in the process, have confidence in yourself. You're going to make it through this. This is, you know, together, I feel like, you know, about a powerful way. And I just noticed you got the Two of Cups and then the High Priestess, which is also a 2. Master number 22 coming out here for you. So make sure you check out that for you. But this is an energy here where, my friends, this Two of Cups is an emotional block here. You're not being open to receiving this love situation here. And it's, you know, the perfect pairing of matched souls is right here. But right now, there's an energy of, there's one half of a committed pair that deepens in this shifting stage. But there's also a merging of paths that is being united and forever changed here. Some sort of union that's been disrupted here. This is an energy that you're striving for that harmonial bliss again. But, you know, looking at what is important to you. There's separation here, healing past that trauma here. That's what's been that's what you guys have been going through. I feel like, again, you are rekindling this connection, absolutely. But it's coming through a lot of pain. And for some of you, you've been separated for some time. Studying the wisdom within, beginning to look at the direction, guidance, rather than seeking input from anybody else, right? Everything is becoming clearer to you at this time, Cancer. It's as though you're able to see through the veil of illusion and access the point where truth and light really reside, right? So you're beginning to work with what's important, see what's important for you, and who is important. This is a card of esoteric knowledge that cannot be learned, but by book, but instead experienced in life and felt. It's the union of seen and unseen forces that is coming back. And I feel like as you start to work through these, subtle life lessons that you went through individually, together, and as, you're experiencing the challenges, you have to step back from reacting and look at the situation through fresh, connected eyes, live in the mystery, and connect, focus on what your vision is. If your vision is, rekindling the passion behind your love story, then do it. Until next time, namaste.